Welcome back. This video will explain how to work with stock, loaners, and demo instruments. I'm going to click this button right here next to the Devices button. It's a small button that will take me to the device table. As we've explained before, devices could be hearing instruments, but they could also be serialized ear molds or receivers. In this case, I can very easily find all my stock hearing aids just by clicking that button right there. I can find loaners or demos. And in order to assign a stock device from this particular screen, I'm going to show you another screen in a moment, you can simply click into this field right here, drill down to where I'm clicking the letter F or T on my keyboard, and then I can assign that right to the patient right from here. So Susan Taranto now has the hearing aid assigned to her and it's visible on her home screen. If I want to remove that, I can simply come here and backspace or press delete, and then when I click out of the field, that's no longer hers. You can also put a 0 there if desired. Same is true for loaners or demos, but let's go back to the home screen real quick and show you another way that we can do that. There's a button over here next to devices on the left side that looks kind of like a BTE or a RIC product. I'm going to click right here and it asks me a question: would I like to work with stock, loaners, or demo devices? I'll click stock, and it brings up another window here where I can scroll up and down and see all the different stock products I have. And then if I want to assign a particular device, this one at the top is already assigned to Kim, so I could actually clear that and reassign it to Jennifer. But in this case, I can kind of scroll up and down and see which instrument would be most appropriate for that particular patient's loss. So I'll just click right here randomly, and it pops up here towards the top area. But now I see that that particular device is assigned to Jennifer. Let's just do another one randomly here. Now I have two devices that scroll up towards the top. And when I close this, I can see that both of those devices are now on Jennifer's home screen down in the lower device area. The serial number, all of that information is all right there. Now I could go right back to the stock area, and right from here I can clear. I'll just clear one, for example, and now you'll notice that that's gone. Let's clear the other one, coming to stock, and now that's gone as well. So both of those instruments are gone. Let's once again add a device. Let's do a loaner this time, and I can assign that loaner or this loaner to her as well. Let's close that, and those are on the home screen. But imagine that that's either a stock, a loaner, or a demo. Once the patient has, if it's a stock device, for example, once the patient has agreed to keep the device, you can then change the status from stock to something different, like the right ear or the left ear. And I'll do the same right here. I'll just make this a left ear hearing aid. I think I did that backwards, excuse me. Let me choose left here. Sorry about that. So now we have a right and a left hearing aid, and over here in the status area, I was working with some loaners, but it may have said stock or demo. I can now change the status of the device to on patient, so that when I run a report, then I can see all those hearing aids that are at the supplier, if I have any demos or loaners or stock product, and it'll show me each of those separate categories, but it does remove all of those that are on the patient. We don't really need to show on patient in a status report, since the vast majority of your devices will be listed as on patient. So that's one way that you can work with the stock, loaners, and demos. Let's take another quick look here. And you probably know that in the invoicing area, if you use that area, you can also assign devices right here by clicking this button, and it asks me if I want to work with stock, loaners, or demos right from here. And that may help me later when I'm going to, let's take a look at our repair form here. I'll preview it. And if I assign a particular device, you'll see at the bottom, there's a certain way to do this, so I'll go slower in a moment. But at the bottom, I'm going to take responsibility, or the patient will take responsibility for those very specific devices. So it's a little bit tricky in this case. Let's click the button right here called Assign Devices. This is a slightly different approach then. So here I can assign from my loaners list a loaner right to that invoice itself. So it's a little bit of double entry, but this is going to allow us then to put the proper information at the bottom of the list, and you can put the price of that loaner or replacement if they lose that. So again, I can assign a loaner, but the complicated part here is that if I assign the loaner here, I still really want to also assign it here so that it flows properly to the repair form at the bottom right. So just please keep that in mind, a little bit of an extra step, but hopefully it's worthwhile to have that flexibility. And overall then, that's how you work with the stock, loaners, and demos area.